evening. Today we are going to further our lecture on sorts involving equations, and as you can see the question on screen, without wasting time, let's dive into the solutions. Now don't forget, I told you should be very conversant with where your sign of square root reaches. Then the next thing you are going to do is to isolate the square root and transfer the terms beside it. This is the constant number beside it, transfer it to the other side, or any letter you see beside the square root or surd that you have isolated. Now before we isolate, the first thing to do is to firstly transpose. Let's transfer this to here. There's a collect the like term, so you will say surd x minus 1 is equal to x plus 3. We move here and become minus 3. Don't forget the next thing is to isolate. You isolate this, then you also bracket the other side. Don't forget, in order for us to eliminate the square root, we need to square the both sides. So you place square here, you also place a square here. So where your square, we cancel the square root here, you would write x minus 1 is equal to, now what you are going to do here now is just as if they gave you something like this, 2 raised to power 2. The bracket of 2 raised to power 2 will give us 2 times 2, which is 4. So when they give you the bracket of x minus 3 raised to power 2, that means you simply write it twice. So you say x minus 3, you close your bracket, open that bracket, you say x minus 3. Now you continue, you say therefore x minus 1 is equal to, now we will expand this. Don't forget, in expanding you use this x times this first this x to times this first x here, then this x again, this same x to times this second value here. Then also you move to this other one, minus 3 to times this first value in the other bracket, then this same minus 3 to times the other value in the other bracket. Now let's start from the first bracket. X times x should give us a x squared, then this x times minus 3 should give us a minus 3x. Just merge everything together. Now let's come to this second value. Now minus 3 times x should give us minus 3x, and minus 3 times minus 9, say minus times minus should give us plus, then 3 times 3 should give us 9. Now let's continue. Now in order for us to continue, now the next thing to do is to equate this equation to 0. Now in order for us to do that, you need to transfer everything here to the other side here. You transfer this here, then you transfer this here also, but you need to arrange it properly. Now let's transfer. You say therefore transfer, and now you have x squared should come first, s squared minus 3s minus 3s. Don't forget, I told you when two signs are equal, you are going to add the numbers. So 3 plus 3 will give us 6. It gives us a minus 6x. Since there is no number that is greater, you just pick any sign you like. Then you continue. This x here should move here also. So when x moves here, it becomes this. There is no sign here, that means positive. So when it moves to this other side, it becomes a minus x. And don't forget, plus 9 is there, say plus 9. Then we have minus 1 here. Minus 1 will move here and change. When it crosses is equal to sign, it becomes a plus 1. Then you now equate everything to 0. I hope you can understand that. Now let's proceed. You say therefore x squared, don't forget minus 6s minus x. This is 1x, it's only 1x. So that means we are having 1 here automatically. So minus 6 minus 1 should give us a minus 7. It is moving up because the signs are the same. So it's a minus 7x, then plus 9 plus 1. The signs are also the same. It should be plus 10. because the sign beside the highest number value is plus. So you say plus 9 plus 1 give us plus 10 is equal to 0. Now what we have here now is now a quadratic equation. Don't forget, in quadratic equation is either use the quadratic formula or you factorize. So let me use the factoring method now. In factoring method, you just draw two brackets. This is x squared, so you separate it. X should be here, x should be here, so that x times x will give you x squared. In our previous lecture, you can check under quadratic equations that we did previously. You will see that in order for us to get the product factors of 10 that will give us minus 7, that should be 2 and 5. 2 times 5, 10. So now what will give us minus 7 into times 5, the signs we are going to use should be minus 2 and minus 5. The explanations is in our previous video. You can watch it to understand quadratic equations. Now let's continue. In order for us to get the value of x here, x minus 2 is equal to 0. What you just do is just change the sign to plus here, then you change the sign to minus. And if it is minus, you change it to plus, and if it is plus, change it to minus. So it's quite very simple. The plus here we change to the minus here, sorry, we change to plus 2. You don't need to write the plus, or the minus here we also change to what? 5. So that means our x is equal to 2 or 5. That is not all. We need to satisfy, because we are going to find the value of x here now. So we need to check. Don't forget, when you are working source that involve equation, you should check. Maybe your answer will be 2 or 5. Now what we want to do now is to check. Now let's work that out. Now what we just did here is that we copied the actual question here into this side. You want to check for 2 here. I mean, you substitute 2 here, then you substitute 5 here. You want to see if what is here should give us exactly the number value here, and if what is here, when we work it, should give us exactly the number value here. Now let's substitute for this 2. Now let's substitute for 2. Now for 2, now everywhere you see, for this 2, everywhere you see x, you change it to 2. So 2 minus 1 plus 3 is equal to 2. Now let's check. 2 minus 1 should give us 1. So you say surd 1 plus 3 is equal to 2. Don't forget the square root of 1 is 1. 1 times 1, 1. So you write 1 plus 3 is equal to 2. 1 plus 3 is 4 is equal to 2. Can 4 be equal to 2? No. That means this answer is not applicable. So you can just cross this. Cannot satisfy our equation in the question. So let's try for 5 now. Let's substitute. So likewise, everywhere you see x, you change it to 5 according to the question. So we have surd 5 minus 1 plus 2 is equal to 5. Now 5 minus 1 should be 4. So say surd 4 plus 3 is equal to 5. Now let's continue. The square root of 4 should be 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 is equal to 5. You can see this satisfies our equation that is up here. Now therefore that means our final answer is x is equal to 5. So I hope that you have been able to understand the concept of this topic. Join us tomorrow for more examples on solving surd with equations. Good luck.